Here 14 years ago,
cuando yo vine hace 14 años atrás,
I fell in love with you, your country, and the Pentecostal Church.
yo me enamoré de su país, de los dominicanos y de la Iglesia de Dios Pentecostal.
This year in Santo Domingo, 57 people, including 13 families, worked at 4 different locations. In Pantoja, we converted a church from 4 walls to a completely functional church. In Barrio Maria, we completed the work on the 2nd story of the church, a work that had begun the previous summer. In Tres Brazos, we also worked on completing the 2nd story, allowing space for the rapidly growing congregation. And finally, in Acapulco, we were able to install a roof on a new church, allowing the congregation to grow from a church the size of a garage to one that will accommodate up to 100 people.
En mi primero viaje aquí, tuve 9 años.
My first trip here, it was 9 years ago.
Y ahora, este es número 10 y tengo 21 años.
And now it is the 10th occasion that I came, and I have 21 years old.
This is my 8th year to be coming on these trips with the National Presbyterian Church and now with other churches from New Jersey and Pennsylvania. And I started 8 years ago because 8 years ago I went back to church. It had been some 30 years since I was driving by the Presbyterian Church thinking maybe I should go in there. So I went back. Then I saw in the bulletin that the trip was coming down to the Dominican Republic. And something moved me to say, I think I'll go along.
Well, you know, I think that when people think of going on a missions trip, it can kind of be scary because, you know, you're going to a very unknown place. But I would just encourage them to take a step out in faith and to really trust God and understand what it means to trust God completely. And I think that, you know, it's that initial step, initially getting down here and making that decision is probably the hardest decision. And once you get down here, you realize how much you would have missed if you would have been afraid or lived in fear.
I guess last year when I came to the Dominican Republic, like for the first time, it was as close as I've ever felt to God. Like we say we're here to help the Dominicans, but the Dominicans, without knowing it, just have helped me so much with my personal journey. Seeing the miracles that the Lord does in their life, and just seeing how their faith in the Lord and what they don't have, and they just look beyond all that, and the love and the joy and the peace that they fill my spirit with. It's overwhelming at times, and you can just feel the Lord everywhere here. And I mean, I couldn't live without coming on this trip every year. Like, it's the best. I love it here. So, and I plan on coming back. You know, I just wish we could do more.
Dale libertad al amor que hay en ti. No lo ates y comienza a sentir.
This is my favorite time of the year, is to come and be with Dr. Martinez. Dr. Martinez came to this country as a Pentecostal missionary, minister, doctor, and has started maybe 100 of these small churches that are in the poorest neighborhoods.
I was around here about 50 years ago trying to buy a piece of land where we can establish a clinic for the community. And they buy this piece of land, then they asked me to help them. Then now we are trying to help them with the windows, the floor. They are trying to put tiles and things like that. That's why we are here now. But it's very important that till they are working, the group are playing with the kids. because it is going to be one experience that those kids do not going to forget never in their life. It's going to be a real blessing for the community.
He tries to put a medical component with them. We'll have a medical clinic, which is incredible to see hundreds of people come with their sick children, wanting a little bit of encouragement and hope and care.
During the medical clinic, we work quite closely with Dominican physicians, who are themselves missionaries from their local Pentecostal churches. We primarily see patients who are infected with bacteria, viruses, and parasites. In many cases, access to clean water would completely prevent these diseases. In these poor barrios, access to clean water is limited. Pharmaceuticals then become a central part of our patient care. Due to the generosity of a variety of pharmaceutical companies, we're able to provide the antibiotics and antiparasitics needed to treat their infection. For many families, this is their first access to this type of medication.
I think it's interesting for physicians to come here from all different careers, because one of the things is that you get to do here is you use all of your knowledge that we regularly get to utilize in high-tech areas, and you move back to the absolute basics. What we have is a gentleman who smashed his finger. He has a big blood clot under his thumbnail, and it's causing him an immense amount of pain. He can't work. But to get it out under sterile conditions, we take something like a safety clip here, a safety pin rather. We'll get it to be red hot by putting it over a candle, which we luckily found, and then we'll go ahead and it will melt right through his fingernail.
I've got 30 years of experience as an emergency medical technician. Coming here to this situation is really something akin to having to deal with the management of chaos, which is what I would call this situation now, and try to get it in an organized manner into the doctors, and trying to get people with lesser than doctor skills to apply those skills to patients so that we can improve the time with the doctor and make it as efficient as possible to permit us to see more and more patients.
There's really a great sense of going back to the absolute basics of medicine. I also would say that what it brings out in someone is the ability to, sit back and just take the few things that you have and try and use them in the ways that we do with such fancy equipment at home. They really want to just get some good health care, and they want to get some good care for their children, and that's what we can offer them. It's a marvelous experience.
This is what Jesus did, and as a Christian, my job is to imitate Jesus as much as I can, and I feel blessed to have been able to have the education to be a nurse and to know how to treat wounds and help with the basic, first aid and CPR and physical care that the people need. And I really feel I was a bit blessed with that to help others and to love others like Jesus did.
This is our third year working at Barrio Maria, and our first year we helped redo the floor in their church. The second year we started the beginning of the upstairs, as you can see, and the third year we're finishing the upstairs.
If you can imagine a square of block here about, I would say 4 feet by 4 feet by 8 feet, we moved those up in a block line, if you will, earlier today. Those blocks are going to be used for the internal walls. We need to move all this sand over here, if you will, that I guess will be used for mortar and such between the blocks that we carried up this morning. That will take, again, a bucket line. We'll get it up there in some fashion.
Barrio Maria has also been our host and helped us with all of our food and for lunches and dinners. So we've eaten with all the members of this church, and we've gone to church with them, and they're our dear friends.
The Vacation Bible School sessions are always a fun way to reach out to the kids in the communities where we work. We sing songs with them, dramatize Bible story skits, color, and make little crafts with them, and laugh a lot. Many of the kids show up dressed in their nicest clothes. It's a real joy to see how excited they get when they are given crayons and paper, sometimes for the very first time in their lives.
Thank you, Cindy, and thank you to other brothers from New Jersey and in other cities from the United States. We are too happy to see you again. We are getting used to see you year by year, and we thank so much the Lord because He's teaching to us with you the real love to share together.
Well, just seeing how those people live, you just get an idea of how lucky you are to have your lifestyle, and it's just a really good experience to be in the same environment as them, because you really get to experience it firsthand. But it's also, you know, hard to see at the same time.
And it's just nice to see how grateful they are. You know, you come in with whatever help you can provide them, and they say thank you, and it's, you know, they don't ask for much.
I heard about it, and I thought it would be interesting to come here and help out these people that don't always get all this help and attention.
This is my third year, and I came because of the people. I'm gonna cry when I tell you this. The people here have taught me so many things, and especially about the love of God. And I love coming here because I can really see it and I can really feel it. I can feel it here more than anything. And it's an amazing experience, and it was really life-changing.
My sister passed away, our sister passed away about a year and a half ago, and it's been like really hard for us since then, and both of us have just been like, where's God? How could he let this happen? Who even cares anymore? And I guess like the bottom line is that something like that happens, you tend to close yourself off emotionally, because even though you're not feeling the joy, you just can't take any more pain. So you might as well not feel anything. You know, it's just kind of the easiest route to go. And I just wanted to let everyone know that this trip last year and this year has allowed me and made me want to open my heart again. And I think for me, I mean, what greater gift is there, because that has allowed me to begin to live my life again. So everyone in this group, and last year all the gringos, but especially the Dominicans, and the atmosphere here has allowed me to open my heart and to feel and to love again, and that's been the most special thing for me.
What we've learned here is that God is with us all the time if we just let him. And I push God out of my life all the time at home. Here, it's easy because I see what you all are doing all the time. It was 8 years ago I was on this roof, really a pretty scared and confused, how old was I? 52-year-old man. I was really basically coming off a bad scene where I'd been in an alcohol and drug rehabilitation program because I had started abusing drugs and alcohol my last 6 or 7 years of my life. I started late, but it didn't make any difference. The damage I caused to myself and others was real significant, though I never knew it at the time. I just thought things were going great. And the gift that I got from God was, number one, I stopped wanting to be destructive to myself, and number two, I got a real strong message to come along to the Dominican Republic and spend some time with some people who were here to help other people.